Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at another book from Oxford University Press. This one is the Blackstone's Employment Law Practice 2011 title. It's the old Blackstone's as was, but this is specific for employment law. Obviously I've got other ones like the civil practice and the criminal practice from Blackstone's. They are hardback, this is paperback. It's a good book though. I do like the inside front cover and the inside back cover, because they give us very quickly very useful references, which when you're in a hurry is very important. It's a heavy book, over 1,000 pages, runs through a whole range of chapters covering everything you need to know, especially the hearing itself, very useful. I think it's something that the parties themselves should be aware of. There are also very useful appendices, quite a large number of them, and I'm particularly keen on the legislation that they've got, because they've introduced for the first time the the Equality Act, there we are, 2010, which obviously has consolidated the previous legislation. We've given it the title, it's on the web and Flickr, of everything you need to know about a case before an employment tribunal in 2011, and that's exactly what the aim of this is, and it works. The 6 authors have compressed the whole field of employment law into one authoritative, highly detailed and useful volume, keeping the splendid maroon cover. I think it's a maroon cover, or is it burgundy? We still can't decide that point. I know it's a bit trivial, but the thing is that we've got colour coding for the civil practice and the criminal practice, so I think burgundy is a rather nice mixture. Whether you're involved in employment law in any capacity, academic learner, practitioner, trades union official, whatever, you'll find this as part of the practice books excellent, and I'm certainly sold on these. They are very popular for teaching. I certainly use them for teaching, and they are good for people like myself who are very busy. I don't really have the time to go through the much more, frankly, sometimes more difficult books, because the wording is not quite as easy. I've always found the Blackstone stuff very easy from the point of view of readability. The book, in the words of Sir Michael Burton, which has been retained from the first edition, continues to succeed in giving an excellent view, both panoramic and detailed, of all needs to be known to bring and defend an employment tribunal case. He says we judges will feel more comfortable as we see the tome on the desk in front of the advocate or litigant in person appearing before us. Very important, because I think with many of the parties that I have dealt with, the litigants themselves must know a little bit about this, because it's a daunting experience in front of a tribunal, not as informal as people suggest. Obviously the detail here is very substantial, and I'm not going to any strong statements, but there are a huge number of areas of important information covering all aspects of tribunal work. But of particular importance, I think, now are the 2 new chapters on discrimination and race relations covered by the new Equality Act 2010. And obviously the key areas of substantive law are covered throughout. Of high professional interest to all of us is the expanded coverage of employment law and procedure in the civil courts as well. There are, of course, pieces of information on practice and procedure, as I say, on the front, back, the front cover, inside cover, and the back inside cover, and they really do help, because they give you the extracts and the page numbers, which means you can go straight to them. There is, of course, a detailed index as well, but that's really, if you're actually having to fiddle around when you're actually at the tribunal, it will actually assist you greatly. So let me conclude by saying that to ensure that the book continues to provide an up-to-date reference source, it remains an annual, and I think that's a good thing, just as we have with the civil and criminal practice themselves. It's a welcome and important place, in our view, in the employment law library of any firm or chambers, for its outstanding coverage of this specialist area. It is something that I think all people who are embarking on this sort of practice should have, and be very well aware of where to find things within it. So thank you to all concerned, and to OUP, for taking the Blackstone titles over, and it makes our lives a lot easier, so thanks a lot. Bye bye.